going on, Jerome's? So Sam Darnold's career hasn't turned out the way that a lot of people expected it to. Where after a stunning redshirt freshman season at USC, I had to wait a year, had sort of a whatever sophomore season, but was the number 3 overall pick in 2018, and with the Jets and the Panthers, not so much, but ended up with the Niners last year, was the backup quarterback on the Super Bowl team. Also, I feel like Darnold doesn't get enough credit, where Darnold was brought in San Francisco last year to back up Brock Purdy, and he beat out Trey Lance. And it's a monumental thing to just give up on a former number 3 overall pick, ironically with Darnold, that you gave up 3 first-round picks and change to go get, and trading him to the Cowboys for whatever. So I feel like Darnold doesn't get enough credit there, where he forced the Niners' hand. And Sam Darnold was better than Trey Lance in that spot. And the year with Shanahan, I believe, is going to do wonders for him. Long story longer, the San Francisco 49ers wanted him back. The Denver Broncos wanted him. The New York Giants wanted him before they settled on Drew Lock. But the Vikings inked him up to a 1-year, $10 million deal. Kevin O'Connell has raved about Sam Darnold. And even though, yes, J.J. McCarthy is the quarterback of the future, it does look to be Sam Darnold's team, at least for this season. And, Darnold, so far during OTAs and mandatory minicamp, has looked good, and he's going to get a head start as QB1 heading into training camp and preseason, and hopefully things will go well. Long story longer, so Sean McVay is seen as one of the best young offensive minds in the game, and, Kevin O'Connell, a.k.a. Tall McVay. Also, I love that O'Connell, 6'5", and Sean McVay is, the height of Ed Sheeran. Kevin O'Connell has to lean down, and I'm sure that Sean McVay's talking about, I'm in love with the shape of you, or something like that, right? And like we said, Darnold last year with Shanahan, I think could pay big dividends, because it's the first time in his NFL career that he was getting legitimate NFL caliber coaching. And also, long story longer, like we said, Scott Barrett is one of the best fantasy football minds out there. He put this out. What is it that makes Shanahan-McVay scheme so deadly? I tried my best to answer it, but felt like I came up short. Any film bros, blah, 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 blah. So, again, Shanahan, McVay, two of the most respected offensive minds in the game. And guess what? Our head coach / play callers from the McVay tree, as well as our presumed 2024 starting quarterback, spent last year with Shanahan. I feel like they can cook up some nice gumbo there. Although, when I look at guys like Kevin O'Connell and Sam Darnold, I don't think of gumbo. Just don't. Anyways, we spiced it up because we added some black pepper and some paprika. Anyways, this is what Scott wrote. As for why this is, I don't really know, but here's some of the best data-driven examples I could come up with. The 2 most potent or at least most obvious efficiency hacks at the NFL level are play action and use of motion. Shanahan disciples Mike McDaniel, 33%. Kevin O'Connell, our boy got a shout out, 32% led the league in rate of play action last year. By use of motion, Mike McDaniel offense has led the league in each of the last 3 years. The 49ers have ranked top 3 in each of the last 3 seasons, and the Rams were also in the top 3 last year. So a lot of play action, which Kevin O'Connell has implemented. Also, use a lot more motion. Going to get out and get after that. I feel like that's a way, especially with Jefferson and Addison, for them to find favorable matchups across the formation. Over the last 3 seasons, the 49ers have targeted the deep middle throws 15 or more yards downfield at the league's highest rate at 5.1%, and the short middle throws under 15 yards downfield at the second highest rate, 23.1%. Attacking the middle area of the field is another prominent efficiency hack, at least from a fantasy standpoint. And once again, we see the league's best fantasy play callers littering 2023's top 6 list, with nearly every play caller coming from the Shanahan or McVay coaching tree. And Kevin O'Connell was on there as well. Plus, that was a big talking point, too. During the draft process of why McCarthy was such a good fit for Kevin O'Connell, where he's attacking the middle of the field at Michigan, also ran a ton of play action as well, and that's why guys like Drake May were taken out of the hopper. Guys like Caleb Williams, even though the Vikings obviously weren't going to get Caleb Williams, is that accuracy over the middle of the field. Not really their bag. They're much more of a outside the number, downfield attacking quarterback. And J.J. McCarthy, like he fits in. The accuracy over the middle of the field, but also Like we said, Sam Darnold in that offense last year, I believe, will pay dividends this season with the Vikings. Continues. The Shanahan scheme is also terrific at exploiting mismatches. Over the last 3 seasons, San Francisco wide receivers earned 63.5% of the targets against a cornerback in coverage. Third lowest over that same time, Andy Reid's Chiefs, Sean McVay's Rams, and Ben Johnson's Lions also joined Shanahan's offense in the bottom 5. Similarly, tight end targets are less valuable when they come up against cornerbacks in coverage. George Kittle has earned targets against cornerbacks at one of the most positions' lowest rates over the past 3 seasons, and that does factor in to what Sam Darnold would be looking for out on the field. And I'm sure Kevin Connolly, he's certainly not a dummy. Going back and watching a lot of Shanahan, a lot of 49ers tape, and specifically a lot of Darnold 49ers tape for what's out there, and adapting some of those concepts. Another possible efficiency hack, but of course, I mean, the offenses are very similar as it is, given McVay and Shanahan's close ties. Another possible efficiency hack, but one yet to fully verify, is the frequency at which Shanahan coaching tree attacks zone and too high looks with horizontal route concepts downfield. Both zone and too high coverage looks are exploding in popularity and increasing frequency year over year. But no surprise here, the entire Shanahan tree paced the league in efficiency, both against both coverage types last year. And just by the eyeball test, you see that a lot. And, Purdy gets dinged for being a check down merchant, but the middle of the field is where it is going to be open, as well as you're going after those zone and too high looks with horizontal concepts. So Debo on the crosser, Ayuk on a crosser, Christian McCaffrey on a crosser underneath. Same thing with Kittle. And the Vikings can adapt a lot of that. And guess what? Darnold was practicing in that offense every single day, and the conversations that he has with Josh McCown, the conversations that he has with Kevin O'Connell, of just like, hey, this is what I really liked in San Francisco. Maybe we can adapt some of that here. And Kevin O'Connell's not a dummy, too. Scouting around the league and seeing what worked with Darnold, seeing what worked with Brock Purdy, he's going to adapt that. He's going to incorporate that into the Vikings offense. So it's going to be interesting because, like we said, I feel like that year that Darnold had with Shanahan, it's really underrated. And also the fact that he went to the Super Bowl. Yes, he was the backup, but being part of a championship game caliber team, that matters. And of course, Kevin O'Connell, being a Sean McVay acolyte, and now in year 3, getting to fully integrate his offense with his young roster going forward. You're out from underneath of Kirk Cousins. It's going to be really fantastic, and I think that's going to pay dividends for Sam Darnold. I think it's going to be great for J.J. McCarthy in the future. So I think the Vikings offense is in very good hands, and frankly, it might be because of Shanahan and McVay, and for that we thank you. But your thoughts are thoughts. Kevin O'Connell and Sam Darnold's background, why it could just melt. Again, it's a very nice gumbo. It's great for today. It's raining on the 4th of July. It's very unpatriotic, but is what it is. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.